Demon Slayer is one of the hottest shows of the season right now, and I have an interesting theory revolving around all the main characters who pass the exam. And when I'm talking about the main characters, I mean the 5 of them that pass the exam, because they're all probably going to play a main part in the story coming forward. Now the theory is I think each of them have one of the 5 main senses. So the first one we're introduced to is Tanjiro, who has a sense of smell, which I didn't think of much because he just had a good sense of smell. I thought that was a character trait. I figured it was just his way of tracking demons and being able to identify them. But then later on they introduced Zenzu, who has really good hearing, and then I started to think, what if all the others have a different sense themselves? So then I ended up going into the lab and cooking up some ideas so this could actually make sense. So the first thing to note is that there's 5 of them that actually graduated, and we already know that 2 of them have the sense itself, so we just have to figure out what the other 3 have and why they have it. So one of the first characters we're introduced to early on as well is Inosuke, who's saying that he's getting a demon vibe when he's pointing at the box, so he's all about getting vibes. So I attributed vibe as the same thing as he feels, because when you get a vibe, you're kind of feeling it in your loins and stuff like that. So I feel when he says he's getting a vibe from someone, he actually feels it. So he has a super sensitive feeling, and whether it's his skin or his heart or anything like that, but he has a super strong feeling for, whatever. So he doesn't go out of his way to say he has a super sensitive feeling, so we just have to kind of interpret that he has that, so it may or may not be true. That's where it gets kind of like in these times, but it's a theory, so in the end it's kind of as it goes, so we'll have to see. And then now the only 2 characters left are the 2 characters we know nothing about. I don't even think we know their name, I'm not 100% sure, but we know nothing about them basically. So when I refer to them, I'm going to refer to them as the girl or the guy, just to make things a little bit easy. So I'm going to start with the girl, and the only thing we've seen from her so far is that she likes looking at butterflies and probably somewhat nature, so I assume that she has a really good visual sight, because in the end, nature is like beauty and the butterfly is beautiful, so I assume she likes things that are beautiful and that she sees things that are beautiful. And I'm going to assume as well she has a way to identify the demons by sight or being able to track their footsteps or something probably crazy, which I'm pretty excited to see in the future, but I could be completely wrong. Now the only one left is the guy and also taste, so I'm going to kind of go out there with a thought for this one, but just hear me out. So one thing you notice right away is that he likes to talk a lot, and that's kind of interesting, but I didn't go with that one. I noticed the giant scar across his face, which makes him look more like a villain, so I'm like, what's very villainous is snakes. Now the interesting thing about snakes is that they actually lick the air, so I was thinking that maybe since he's very villainous, snakes are very villainous, and he could also lick the air to track the demons, so they could have some kind of way that each of the characters have this thing they do, because sight's kind of easy to figure out because you just see and then you can do a lot with sight, but taste is kind of weird, so I figured that you could go with snakes and they taste the air and then the chemicals from the air or whatever make it so we can actually track the demons or anything like that. I do think it would be a really cool idea for them to add in, but in the end we'll never really know until it happens, so we'll have to see in later episodes when they introduce them. Maybe they're introduced in this season. I don't really know if they will because they're shown in the intro, but you never really know if it's I assume it's this season, maybe it's for a little, but we'll just have to see. Hope you guys enjoyed, and maybe you have your own ideas, leave them down below. Thanks for watching.